Welcome to part 2 of the analysis of the novel Sula. You may want to check part 1 because there I gave an analysis on Eva and Hannah. So let's continue with Sula. Now Sula is the granddaughter of Eva and the daughter of Hannah. She saw her mother burning alive and she didn't intervene. And I think that is because Hannah also rejected Sula. Morrison refers to Sula as nightshade, a plant that is both bitter and sweet, but also a plant used for healing those who suffered from witchcraft. So Sula is not emotionless or evil, but complex and a product of her environment. Sula shows like no other novel how our family and environment can influence us negatively and how traumas experienced can sometimes lead to self-harm, whether through self-mutilation or sexual escapades. Sula is an only child. She grew up with no father, grandmother and mother, not very loving, but they took care of her. And then when Eva, the grandmother Eva, openly rejects Hannah without considering the consequences, Hannah subconsciously rejects her daughter Sula by saying, quote, "I love Sula, I just don't like her. That's the difference," end quote. Hannah claims to love Sula and simultaneously rejects her, which negatively changes the mother-daughter relationship. But despite Hannah rejecting her daughter, she still gives her something. She gives her ownership of her body. Why Sula is also referred to as a feminist read. Sula does not conform to social convention, and yeah, that's why she's referred to as a feminist read. She doesn't conform to social conventions regarding a monogamous relationship between a man and a woman. Hannah's sexual freedom is passed on to Sula. However, the choices of both her grandmother and mother regarding motherhood, Sula is like, if motherhood resembles what her grandmother and mother had shown her, then motherhood must be rejected. Because Sula recognizes the limitation of a black woman when she consciously notes this. Or Toni Morrison notes this, quote, "Because both had discovered years before that they were neither white nor male," end quote. The emphasis lies here on male, because being a man and being white is superior to everything. Being a black man is less, but even then it is superior to being a black woman. Therefore, Sula decides that a black woman is not valued in either white society or the black community. Instead of affirming what patriarchal society has made obligatory on women, Sula rejects all of it and defines her own way of life with her own rules. Sula's behavior regarding how she deals with anxiety or resolves a difficult problem resembles that of the other women in her family. For example, when a few white boys threatened her and Nell, quote, She slashed off only the top of her finger. The four boys stared open-mouthed. End quote. And I think that this behavior shows that just as her grandmother and mother had, Sula sees self-mutilation as a way out. And while she creates her reality and practices sexual freedom, you could ask yourself if this behavior or this liberation or self-preservation of womanhood, is it not a disguise for her trauma? And why I ask that and why I think that is because the feelings Sula experiences during her intimate moments with her partners, it's apparent that she immerses herself in agony. Quote, she went to bed with men as frequently as she could. She could find what she was looking for, misery, and the ability to feel deep sorrow. End quote. So in other words, each time she sleeps with a man, she stirs up her trauma, and for her, this is a type of relief. However, stirring up trauma without the intention of healing evokes more agony, and that's a form, that's self-harm. By Sula recalling her trauma, does not only damage her, she also inflicts pain on her friend Nell, with whom she has a symbiotic bond. And then she sleeps with Nell's husband Jude. She doesn't stay with him, she slept with him, and causing a lot of pain and to their friendship. And then when she finally chooses someone, she finally chooses a man, Ajax, to love, because she thinks she loves him, but she doesn't, or she thinks she's in love. She may be in love, but she chose someone who also is afraid of intimacy. Ajax is emotionally unavailable. And you often see that happening with people whose core issue is fear of intimacy. They will go with someone to reenact those problems. Because unconsciously, that's what they need. They need that pain. They need that sadness. Like when she went to bed with men as frequently as she could find what she was looking for: misery and the ability to feel a deep sorrow. Right? And if you don't recognize that core issue, you will repeat that behavior. It becomes a pattern. In conclusion, I would say the self-mutilation of the Peacewomen shows the consequences of the pressure that the dominant society exerts on women, especially black women. The constant struggle of black mothers in a white dominated society. And that's why Eva had little or no choice but to become the sole provider, which was detrimental on her psyche. Motherhood became a burden, and the only way out she saw was to gain liberty, and that was through self-harm. Her choices were the catalyst of her offsprings, Hannah and Sula, who consciously or unconsciously mirrored Eva's behavior. So Toni Morrison shows that there is no such thing as good and bad. With the self-mutilation of the Peacewomen, she shows that life for women is not one-dimensional but very complex. And thinking in binary opposites creates subjugation, racism, and inequality, which is detrimental in not only the black community but also society. And it takes a toll on the psyche. Alright everyone, thank you for sticking with me, and I'm very curious, what do you think about the character of Sula, of Hannah, and Eva? If you want me to do another analysis of a novel on the characters of a certain novel, just let me know. For now, see you again, and have a great day, have a beautiful day, and bye.